Hello friends, today we are going to see how the two-stroke SI engine works, and also we are trying to draw port timing diagram for two-stroke SI engine. Now to save the time, I already draw one skeleton for second stroke, and we will see how to draw two-stroke schematic on the first diagram. So let's begin. There is a difference in a 4-stroke and 2-stroke, but the processes that must be a suction, compression, power and exhaust. All these 4 processes should be there to complete a one cycle. In 4-stroke there are separate stroke, but in 2-stroke there are only one stroke, upward stroke, where we have to cover 2 processes, and second stroke is a downstroke where we have to cover remaining 2 processes, because 2-stroke engine having only 2 travel of piston between 2 extreme position, and within a 1 crank rotation it is providing 1 power. So in a 1 revolution there is a 1 power. So half revolution there must be 2 processes completed, and second half revolution another 2 processes. So we get a 1 cycle completed in 2-stroke engine. But it becomes little bit difficult to draw 2 strokes. It is quite easy to draw 4-stroke schematic, but in 2-stroke we have to take some correction in the position of a piston and crankshaft. According to that, it must be visible that there are 2 processes are going on. So let's start how to draw. So as we know that in a 2-stroke engine there is absence of valves, inlet valve and exhaust valve. There are only ports. Ports are simply a drill holes on the surface of cylinder block, and that drill holes opening or closing is controlled by piston movement. So piston surface will either open that port or close it. So that port timing is depend on the piston movement. Now how to draw? So first of all we will draw ports. So here I am drawing first port. So suppose this is a drill hole. After some distance, draw another port. So this will be a side wall. So upper port is an exhaust port. And lower port is an intake port. Now, as I said in a previous video, just put a scale, and on the edge of second side we have to draw third port, that is transfer port. But drawing that transfer port opening, this center portion, so transfer port opening will be at the center of this portion. So our transfer port opening will be here. Like this. So transfer port exactly midway of this thickness. So this is the opening, as name suggested, transfer. So it will transfer the charge from bottom side to top side. So this is a transfer port. Now at the end of transfer port, just extend straight vertical line, and up to this level we have to extend the second side also. Now whatever be the bottom side we have to make it airtight crankcase. So draw one circle. So it will be a airtight crankcase. Because we have to use both the side of piston, bottom side as well as top side. Now on top side there is a dome shaped head. So cylinder head will be like this. And at the top we have one spark plug. How to draw spark plug? So draw simple 3 lines. Then join this. Make a triangular shape. So this is center electrode, and on bottom side this is center electrode and L shape ground electrode. So this is a spark plug. Now the most important thing, that is a piston. In a piston, we should draw piston in such a way it should reflect 2 operations, because we have only 2 strokes. So this diagram for first stroke, this for second stroke. In first stroke we have to show 2 processes. So our piston should be such that there must be intake of fresh charge, so we can say suction process is there, and there must be compression, so we say compression process is there. So there are 3 ports: exhaust port, inlet port and transfer port. Now our piston should be at this level, at least inlet port partially or fully open. So draw the position. This is the bottom of our piston, and I always says draw a single stroke line gap, so it will be visible that our piston can slide within this cylinder. So this is the top of piston, but piston having a crown like this, hemispherical. So crown. I will explain why such kind of crown is there. But 2-stroke engine having such kind of piston crown. Now in this piston surface, it is in such position, it will open intake port, it close exhaust port, it close transfer port. So whatever be the charge entrapped here, on further movement of piston, this will be get compressed. So compression operation will be there, and on bottom side suction of fresh charge will be there. So suction operation. So our piston position should be such that it shows 2 operations. So in first stroke, where piston moving from bottom to top, so this is the piston movement, upward motion. So this is called upstroke. Now for remaining part, crankshaft. So we have to draw small circle at the bottom of piston. Then we have to draw one circle, that is crankshaft circle. On this crankshaft circle, we have to draw big circle now. So this is connecting rod, small end, this is connecting rod, big end, and these 2 circles we have to join tangentially. So this become our connecting rod. Now to draw crankshaft, we have to draw 2 lines from this big circle towards center, and then outward, and make it table tennis bat section. So it will become our crankshaft, and this is the center of crankshaft. So this is our crankshaft, and this is our connecting rod. Now I will explain how the processes take place. This is upstroke, and in upstroke somewhere there is a TDC. Suppose up to this is the top dead center. So we will write on this side top dead center. Likewise, it having some extreme bottom position. Suppose this one. So this is bottom dead center. And engine obviously it will move only in a clockwise direction, this way. Now imagine when this position having at extreme bottom position. So our piston is at extreme bottom position. So this height of piston is there, extreme bottom. This crank will be here, extreme bottom on this crank circle. When this crank start to rotate, that is when we kick our vehicle or button start, then this crank will rotate in a clockwise direction. As this crank will rotate, this connecting rod will push our piston towards upward direction. Initially, suppose our piston is here. When it is here, it is closing this transfer port entry. When it is moving upward, still it is closed because of the height of piston. This is closed. So this side a negative pressure created. And imagine this piston is moving upward. Still it is closed, transfer port and inlet port. Negative pressure is created. Now it moves little bit more in upward direction, then it will close this opening. That means ultimately this transfer port is closed. So piston top side will close this like this. So at this position this transfer port entry is closed, but this is also closed, but during this movement negative pressure is created in a crankcase, and further movement of this piston in upward direction, as soon as it uncover this intake port, already there is a negative pressure. As soon as this piston uncover intake port, new fresh air fuel mixture will suck inside the cylinder, because in crankcase there is a negative pressure due to the upward motion of piston. At that time transfer port is closed, intake port is closed, so negative pressure is created in crankcase, and during its upward motion first it uncover intake port. So whatever be the negative pressure is there, it is act to suck air fuel mixture inside. So suction process is there. So on the bottom side of piston, suction process continue. Now imagine this piston is moving upward. Intake port is open, suction is started, and it will continue unless this intake port is get closed. Now suppose it moves ahead in upward direction. Suppose piston top is here. So whatever be the charge available on top side of piston due to previous cycle, it can be escaped from exhaust port because it is not covered. But as soon as due to piston movement, when exhaust port get covered by piston, now whatever be the charge remain on upward or top side of piston, Now this charge get entrapped. Unless it uncover exhaust port, there is a possibility increase in pressure on a top side charge, so it will squeeze out through exhaust port. But as soon as piston cover exhaust port, now this charge get entrapped. Whatever be the piston movement further towards TDC, now this charge going to get compressed. So compression process take place at this place and suction process take place on the bottom side. So this is called upstroke. So this is upstroke. During this, it complete 180-degree revolution, and in this suction take place, and on top side compression take place. So transfer port remain idle because it is not transferring anything. Okay, spark plug is idle, there is not a spark structure generated. So this is our upstroke. Now when piston travel from BDC to TDC, on bottom side there is a suction process, on top side there is a compression process. Now this compression continues till piston reach to TDC, and as a piston having some crown, so we have to construct our cylinder head also to accommodate this crown. So when piston reach to this, our crown will be like this, and whatever be the gap remains, that is a clearance volume. So our whole charge get compressed to that small volume. So at the end of compression or at the end of upstroke, top side of piston there is a compression process, bottom side of piston there is a suction process. Whole crankcase get filled with fresh air fuel mixture, and whole charge on the top side of piston get compressed to high pressure, high temperature at the end of upstroke when piston reach to TDC. When compression ends, when piston reach to TDC, that time spark is generated. And that compressed charge due to the spark burns, that burning gases try to expand, that expansion force applied on piston, and due to that piston start moving from TDC to BDC and we get a power stroke. But as I said, in two stroke, two operations should be performed in a upstroke, two operations should be performed in a downstroke. So we have to take a precaution during drawing our piston position. Now in this piston position we can observe that there is a suction, there is a compression. Now second position of piston, it should reflect there is a power stroke and exhaust power process and exhaust process. Now what to do for that? So now our piston, this top edge must be partially opening this top edge of transfer port. Crown will be like this, piston crown. As I always said, single stroke gap should be there in piston and cylinder. So remember, piston height should be almost same, diameter should be same, so it will reflect like it is a second operation, second stroke of the same cylinder. Now our piston position is like this. Drawing crankcase and crankshaft. So this is our connecting rod. Now drawing connecting rod, we have to take a precaution. Our connecting rod length at least look like a same. So accordingly, piston position now it is towards BDC. So accordingly, we have to maintain the connecting rod distance, so it will become about this, and join these two circle by tangential line, so this will be our connecting rod. So at least it look like same size of connecting rod. Don't draw this circle here, so it will be shorter. How it is possible? So our connecting rod should be same length approximately, not exact. Now for crankshaft we have to draw two lines toward center, then outward lines, then draw table tennis bat section, so it become our crank, and here there will be center of crankshaft. Of course our engine will run in a clockwise direction only. Now in this, as I said, when at the end of compression stroke, when piston is at TDC, and this is suppose bottom dead center, so piston when it is at TDC, this level is at TDC, this crown will be here, whole charge get compressed to very high pressure, high temperature. At that time this spark will ignite and spark produce. Due to this spark, this compressed charge get burned and try to expand. That expansion force applied on piston and piston moving downward. So we have to show force, expansion force on piston. So draw arrows on piston. So it will reflect like there is a power stroke and pistons experience some force, downward force. So it is reflecting there is a power. So due to these expansion forces, piston moving downward. So piston movement is now towards BDC. So this is power. Okay. Now what about exhaust? So whatever be the exhaust gases which are trying to expand, so during expansion it is applying force. So imagine piston is at here. After burning, this expansion of gases try to push this piston down. It is moving towards BDC. Imagine this is the height of piston. It is close our exhaust port. As soon as piston reach to such position where exhaust port get open, either even partially, high pressure gases try to escape. So exhaust gases try to escape. So as soon as this cylinder piston uncover exhaust port, exhaust gases start to move out due to surge pressure, extreme high pressure. But all pressure is not released, because whatever be the pressure applied on piston, due to that piston moving still towards BDC. Now during its movement, when it is closed due to piston, where intake port get closed, so now exhaust gases can move outside due to self pressure. Here transfer port is closed, intake port is closed, and further downward motion of piston, whatever be the charge stuck inside the crankcase, it get pressurized. So this charge pressurized because there is no space to go out. Transfer port closed, intake port closed, and whatever be the piston movement, so it is pressurizing this suction charge. Now as soon as further movement of piston, as soon as it open this top of transfer port, whatever be the pressurized suction charge is there, due to pressure it will start moving through transfer port, and when it is move out, so there is not a flat crown of a piston, so whatever be the fresh charge will strike on the crown and move in a upward direction. So fresh charge start filling this top side due to crown shape. Exhaust gases try to move out on a second side, exhaust port side. Secondly, when piston moving towards BDC, this fresh charge having a higher density than burn gases. So due to density difference also, this fresh charge pushing out this exhaust gases continuously even though piston moves towards BDC. Now this will continue till piston reach to BDC. So on top side we get a power stroke, secondly exhaust. So this is a downstroke of two-stroke engine. So it will complete 360 now of revolution. So in a one complete revolution of a crankshaft, we get one power stroke. Again cycle repeated. But there is a drawback of this two-stroke. With the exhaust gases, some fresh charge also move out and wasted, because it is not used for power generation. It is moved and exhausted into the atmosphere. So that is a drawback. But we can afford that amount is so small, we can run the two-stroke engine. Now, this is our first stroke, upstroke, second stroke, downstroke. We have to take a precaution during drawing our piston position so that two processes in each stroke should be reflected. Okay. So let me complete the labeling. So this is our crankcase. Crankshaft. This is connecting rod. This is intake port. This is exhaust port. Now this is a transfer port. Spark plug. Exhaust operation and power operation is there. So hopefully this clear your idea how to draw, and now we will see how to draw port timing diagram, because there are ports, so port opening and closing. But one thing we observe that for having a power, only two ports are actually come in a role, that is a exhaust port and transfer port. Even though there is a opening closing control by piston of inlet port or intake port, but it is not reflect on port timing diagram. On port timing diagram, mostly reflected by only transfer and exhaust port. Okay, so let's see how we can draw this port timing diagram. So during upstroke, when piston start moving from BDC to TDC, at the beginning intake port close, transfer port close, then exhaust port close. Okay, that means in upstroke, in comparison to exhaust and transfer port, first exhaust port close, correct? So exhaust port close, then it move upward compression, then during a return stroke exhaust port open, then transfer port open. So likewise, upward stroke transfer port close, exhaust port close, compression bottom side suction, then after burning exhaust port open, then transfer port open. Okay, so about 35 degree, so about 35 degree when moving towards TDC. So before after BDC about 35 degree, transfer port get closed. So this is the point where we obtain transfer port close. Then further movement about 43 or 45 degrees, exhaust port get closed. So we will draw about 43 degree. This is exhaust port close. Then compression continue, and before TDC, approximately 20 degree before TDC, spark is produced. So this is the point of spark. So our cycle begins from BDC towards TDC about 35 degree, transfer port close, then 43 degree exhaust port close, then it moves towards TDC, our entrapped charge going to compress, and before TDC 20 degree spark is produced, and then burning of gases and expansion start. And this is downward stroke now. After power stroke, that is after spark produced, expansion started, that put force on piston and piston moving towards BDC. So first exhaust port open, then transfer port get open. So here first exhaust port open. This is about 43 degree before BDC. And then after about 35 degree, before BDC, transfer port open. And in this way, in a single revolution of cycle crank, we get one power stroke. If you require, you can add the degree of intake port opening and closing, but for actual power obtaining, only two ports play an important role. So on a port timing diagram of a two-stroke engine, only transfer port and exhaust port shown on port timing diagram. So this is a one complete revolution of crank, where when pistons start moving from BDC to TDC, this is the level of BDC, this is TDC, top dead center. So when pistons start to move from BDC to TDC, first about 35 degree after BDC, transfer port get closed. Then further movement after 43 degree VDC, exhaust port get closed. So whatever be the charge and trap get compressed, and this compression continue, and before TDC 20 degree, before spark is produced and burning of gases, then try to expand, expansion forces applied on piston, and piston now move from TDC to BDC. During its down stroke about 43 degree before BDC, exhaust port get open, exhaust gases start to move out from exhaust port, then further movement towards BDC. About 35 degree before BDC, transfer port get open and piston continue till it reach to BDC. So this is a port timing diagram.